Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for joining me for another episode. This next series is based on a true story and it's called Dear Diary The Vanished Friend. Here's episode 1, January 19th, 2021. Dear Diary, I can't believe it's been 9 days since I last spoke with my friend Crosby. We used to speak every day. Now, going for an entire 24 hours without talking to her just feels weird. All day at work today, thoughts of her kept popping into my head, but no matter how hard I tried, I could not keep from remembering our last conversation. I still feel so helpless, so angry. I hope I hear from her soon. I keep praying that she's all right. There's so much more I want to say right now, but I just don't have the energy. I think this would have to do though. 11 months earlier, February 9th, 2020. Dear Diary, today I joined an online community. The group members seemed nice and friendly so far. I really enjoyed connecting with a few of the members, although one member stood out to me. Her name is Ruby. Ruby seemed very passionate about the welfare of children. I enjoyed hearing about the things she planned on doing to help the children in her community. I'm so happy I decided to look into an online group. I can't wait to hear more about Ruby's plans and to get to know more of the group members. Anyway, it's going to be a tough day for me tomorrow. So, bye for now. February 11th, 2020. Dear Diary, since joining the online community a week ago, I have met more wonderful people. Ruby and I have shared a few private conversations. There's another group member that Ruby wants me to meet. Ruby said it's someone in her early 20s. Ruby didn't want to break the girl's confidence, but she said that the girl is going through a lot and needs support. I agreed to chat with the person, but I hope I am able to help her in the way that she needs. Ruby seems sure that I'll be able to help her, though. I also connected with another member. This one lives across the world in a completely different country, but it was great talking to her. We have a lot in common. We enjoy doing some of the same things, like playing video games. We actually shared our gamer tags today. Maybe she and I will play some at some point. But since there's a time difference between us, I'm not sure when yet. Well, today was another long day, so I'm going to call it a night. Sweet dreams. February 15th, 2020. Dear Diary, oh my goodness. What a rough few days it has been. Work was crazy as usual, but to write about it, I would need about 12 hours. Thankfully, though, I was able to clear my mind by chatting with some of the people in my online group. Work had me so busy today that I couldn't check my chat until after leaving the building. I missed most of the open conversation, but I had a private message from Ruby's friend. She said that Ruby had told her about me and she wanted to reach out. She also said that she'd read some of my posts and wanted to commend me on always having something positive to share. I chatted with her for a little bit, but I had other stuff that I needed to get to, including my written assignment for school. I can't wait for this semester to end. Having a full-time job and going to school at the same time, it's kind of tough. Anyway, the girl seemed nice. She didn't share her name like Ruby did. Maybe she will another time. In the community, no one goes by their real name unless they are chatting privately. It's not like it's forbidden or anything. I guess people are trying to stay anonymous. Although, I wonder why Ruby gave me her name on that first day. I'm really looking forward to chilling out on the couch this weekend. I'm counting on the days till spring break. But until then, I need to be up early in the morning, so ciao. February 21st, 2020. Dear Diary, finally, it's the weekend. Despite the week that I had, I was up very late talking to Ruby's friend. Ruby was not joking when she said the girl needed support. I feel sorry for that girl. She is planning on making this move thousands of miles from her home to a new state in a few months. She wants to start a new life in this new state that she's only visited one time before. I mean, even though she is there now, the move is not finalized yet, so technically she's still living at home while temporarily living in this new state. She said the closest person she has to a family on this side of the country is a very close friend who is in hospital right now fighting for her life. Based on what we talked about, I feel like this girl has the least supportive parents anyone could ask for. I know coming from me, this is saying a lot, but we don't have to talk about me right now. She said that her family is happy that she's moving this far away from home, so they no longer have to deal with her and her mental health issues. I mean, what kind of parents would say that to their child? Well, except mine. Mine. But seriously, your child is dealing with panic disorder and severe anxiety attack, and you want her as far away from home as possible? What's worse is that she told me her family does not believe in therapy. She is on her father's health insurance and he's not letting her go to therapy. She sounded like she had a lot to unpack, but we both know that I just had the week from hell with work, so I had to ask her to table the rest of the conversation for another time. I am beat. My fingers are having trouble writing properly. I better give them and my eyes a rest. Plus, I can hear my bed calling me. So, until the next sunrise, moi. February 22nd, 2020. Dear Diary, I woke up this morning to a bunch of DMs from Ruby's friend. Most of them were sent during the night while I was asleep. I feel bad that she had a rough night. I could not help her, but I just couldn't keep my eyes open. I reached out to her right away, but did not hear back from her for a while. I didn't know she had a job. I think she forgot to mention that. Anyway, when she finally responded, she said she didn't want to bother me, but she hated her job. She was working with two little boys who lived with their single father. She said the children were not very disciplined and the dad made her nervous. I tried changing the subject to talk about something a little less depressing, but she kept going back to it. Was I being an asshole by not wanting to indulge her in a conversation that was obviously causing her stress? Shoot, by listening, I was beginning to get stressed out for her, and I don't even know her that well, although I feel like I am getting to know a lot about her very quickly. We talked a bit about her sick friend, and I understand why she's nervous. Apparently, the person went in for surgery to remove a lump somewhere in the stomach. The person was discharged from the hospital and went home. 3 days later, they were back in hospital. The doctors left something in the person's stomach and they developed an infection. Now the person is in the ICU and she can't even visit. The person is an only child, biologically, and their parents are older and lived out of state. There's an adopted brother in the picture, but he is single and a parent as well. He also works a full-time job and is taking care of his two young children. What a mess. This girl is a ball of nerves dealing with all of this. Anyway, she sounded like she needed an ear, so I just listened. Oh, and by the way, she told me her name is Cosby. I have now made two good friends from the online community. I still speak to the other person about video games. In fact, we are planning on playing Call of Duty tomorrow around noon, my time, and 5 her time. I might only play for an hour or so though, but it would be nice. Well, it's later than I thought. So it's time for me to escape to shut eye country. Sweet dreams. February 23rd, 2020. Dear Diary, I think the weekends are way too short. I feel like the weekend only started this morning and already it is Sunday night, and I have to be up at the crack of dawn again in the morning. On the bright side, I had a great time playing Call of Duty with that girl from the group. Her name is Kate. Kate and I are going to play again soon, I hope. Maybe once I'm home from spring break. It was nice talking with her though. Cosby messaged me a few times while I was playing, but I couldn't talk. I also got a few DMs from Ruby, who wanted me to message her when I had a minute. I do have a life, but it seems as if being in that group might demand a lot of my time. I don't know if I am able to dedicate so much time for this. I have to always be talking to someone from that group. But I have met three wonderful people there so far, and I'm not going to cut and run yet, but I'm thinking of just doing a separate group chat with them instead of chatting with these many people at once. I miss half of the conversations anyway, and half the time I have no idea what they're talking about. Well, it's time to hit the sack. I have an early morning date with the crack of dawn, so until next time, warm cuddles. February 25th, 2020. Dear Diary, it has been just over a couple of weeks since I virtually met Cosby. We have talked every day since. I still speak with Ruby, but not half as much as I speak with Cosby. I am beginning to feel more like a mother to her rather than a friend. I am not complaining, but the girl seems to need me to help her deal with one thing or another every single day. She needs my help in making decisions, big or small. I kind of wonder what she did before we started talking. She's 22, and I am older than her, but why can't her mother see how much her child needs her? She wants to quit her job with the creepy father, but is afraid of him. She thinks the man would yell at her. She also thinks her parents will not agree with her leaving the job. I can tell she feels stuck and is asking me what she should do. It is not my place to tell her what to do. I know what I would have done had I been in the situation though. Also, her friend is feeling much better and is scheduled to leave the hospital in the coming days. Cosby wants to get her friend a welcome home gift. She thinks her friend will benefit from having a puppy at home to keep her company. I do not think that is a great idea right now. The friend is still recovering from surgery and a life-threatening infection. Cosby is adamant about getting the dog, though. She said she already has the perfect pet picked out. It is a breed of dog that the person always wanted. Cosby has already filled out all the paperwork and is picking up the puppy on the day her friend gets out of the hospital. I wish them both the best. But how would this person take care of a puppy if they are not healthy themselves? The dog needs to go out for walks and bathroom breaks. I wonder if Cosby thought of that. But I would not get someone getting out of hospital a 10-week-old puppy, but that's just me. I have seen pictures of the puppy, and boy, is she cute, but still. But, oh well, I hope it all works out well for them. In other news, the countdown to spring break continues, less than a month away from now. It is also staying light in the evening later now. I love spring. After the dark, cold winter, nothing better in my book. I look forward to going to bed each night knowing that the next day I will have a little bit more light outside before retiring to Slumberville again. And on that note, it is time to check into the Ville. Yep, and just like that, another day is down. Au revoir. February 28, 2020. Dear Diary, I am so grateful for another welcomed weekend. I love my job, I really do. What we do is rewarding to the community that I work with, but boy, does it leave me drained at the end of each week. After this weekend, there are only 3.5 more weeks until spring break. Cosby is going home to her family for a few months before officially moving to the East Coast to start university. I find it so sad that she is not looking forward to seeing anyone except her grandmother and maybe her younger brother. She's the oldest of three children. She feels like the black sheep of the family. I am not the oldest of my siblings, but I know the black sheep feeling only too well. She calls her younger sister perfect and the apple of her parents' eyes. I know what that feels like as well. Talking to Cosby the past few weeks is bringing up all kinds of feelings about my past and my own family. I mean, there's a reason I haven't seen most of them in almost 20 years, right? I think I am going to start looking into finding a therapist again during my spring break. Not just talking to Cosby, though. The other day, Ruby told me something about her past, and for a while after, I felt like I was 8 years old again and dealing with the same thing. Isn't it crazy how you can travel halfway across the world and find other people who have been through some of the same things that you did? I, for one, find it crazy. Cosby also hinted at wanting to tell me something that happened to her a few months before she moved to the East Coast. I have a feeling that whatever it is might be the reason for her panic attacks and anxiety disorder. Ruby asked me today if Cosby told me what happened to her yet. I kinda want to know, but I'm not sure that I really want to know. On that note, it's been real, but I do need my beauty rest. So, until the sound of the lawnmower by those guys cutting the grass outside wake me up from my slumber party, I'm gonna call it a night. Later.